Yo, what's up, bro? It's your boy Knowledge of God. Hip hop is real. You already know what it is, man. We are out here to discuss some of the things going on in the culture right now. I'm gonna talk about today's official response to recent allegations of false statement claims that the URL fill was, made onto them, and also, to look at the documents addressing the false statement allegations. So I guess URL is basically saying, responding to the settlement, like, oh, look, Norbes' case is getting settled, and oh, he about to get paid, he about to get that bread, Norbes about to win the case, and all that. As y'all know, man, the URL fired Norbes, I believe it was, 2020, the year of the COVID, something around that time. And it's been 3 years since. And, these guys been going back and forth. Norbes sued them, trying to get, his compensation. And, I think the first part of the case, as far as the partnership claims, was thrown out. I think even URL, they talked about that. Here, let me just get into it, URL's response to the false media reports. Many in the battle rap community are keenly aware of Ultimate Rap League's URL legal dispute with a former talent scout. This case, which URL did not initiate, has been going for more than 3 years, as URL insists upon fighting for the truth. The trial court already ruled that this talent scout was not a partner of a URL. A round one victory for URL. URL also won round two by knockout, as the appellate court also ruled that the talent scout was not a partner of URL and not entitled to be treated as a partner. Now, false rumors are being spread that URL was instructed by the court to settle. The statement is demonstrably false. Instead, all parties were directed to participate in a settlement conference. This is an unremarkable requirement for every case, given the blatantly false reports that have ostensibly been leaked. URL feels compelled to clarify what actually occurred by sharing the public transcript of recent court hearings. As revealed by the transcript, there was not a single word regarding money, not one. Any claim to the contrary is made up. URL looks forward to its winning ways and remains convinced that once the facts are heard, its victory will be complete. So I guess URL basically puts this respond out, I guess, through their legal attorneys and things like that, or their legal channels. And basically the statements that's put out there, it's basically Supreme Court of the State of New York, County of New York, Civil Division, Part 61, Dagoberto Velez, aka Street Star Norbes, who is the plaintiff, going against Troy Mitchell, aka Smack White or Smack, Eric Beasley, Gene French, aka Chico, and the Ultimate Rap League, LLC, aka URL, and Smack White Entertainment Incorporation, the defendants. Okay. Appearances. The Boyce Law Firm, PLLC attorney for plaintiff. So this is Norbes' lawyer, by Jerry Boyce, Esquire. Diversified Law Group, LLC counsel for plaintiff, by James Creech, Esquire. Jackson Legal Services, attorney for plaintiff, Martinez Jackson. And then it's these are all Norbes' attorneys, I guess, or people who represent Norbes. And Pryor Cashman, attorney for the defendants, Ross Bagley. And that would be for, the URL. Proceedings. Mr. Creech says, "Good morning, Your Honor." And the court replies, "Good morning. All right, a note of issue was filed in this case with a jury demand on August 14, 2023. The filing of the note of issue triggers a requirement that the parties participate and a mandatory post-note of issue settlement conference. So this is a mandatory post-note of issue settlement conference. I guess so. It's to talk about a settlement. You know, I'm not so savvy in when it comes to these court situations, but you know, that's what it sounds like to me. The settlement conference can be, oh well, like I said, a participation in a mandatory post-note of issue settlement conference. The settlement conference can be with the court, or it can be with the court's ADR program, or it can be with a private mediator. What's your pleasure? So this is the court. Then Mr. Creech replies, Jerry, your mic's not on. Mr. Boyce addresses the court. Mr. Boyce will address the court, Your Honor. Then the court says, I'm sorry. Mr. Creech replies, Mr. Boyce will address the court. Then Mr. Boyce replies, thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Well, good afternoon now at this point. Then he continues and says, I do believe due to the complexity of this case and how heavy the facts are, especially when the parties' relationship expands over a 10-year period, I believe a private mediator would probably allocate more time. Instead of allowing the court's resources and times to get into the facts, into the over the 10-year period relationship between the parties, a private mediator seems to be the most efficient way to try to resolve this case. Then Mr. Bagley replies, Your Honor, I'm sorry, Your Honor. This is Ross Bagley for the defendant. I don't believe we have a strong preference one way or another. If the plaintiff prefers a private mediator, we're clearly open to that. We haven't previously discussed this with them. And the court replies, all right. Well, then you'll discuss the selection of a private mediator. It can be one of the mediation platforms like JAMS, or if you're so inclined, I can recommend mediators who've been extremely successful in resolving cases that I've recommended. These gentlemen mediate, and the parties agreed to have them mediate. Okay, so I'll give you their names. You're under no obligation to use any of them. In no particular order, they are Justice Peter Sherwood, Sherwood. He's a commercial division justice for 12 years, and before that, he was the Solicitor General of the state of New York and the Corporation Counsel, the city of New York. And he had a long history with the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Also, David Itchell, Ichel, a former litigation partner of Simpson. Thatcher and Bartlett, with 50 years of commercial litigation experience. And finally, Dennis Glazer, Glazer, a former partner of Davis, Polk, and Wardell, with 50 years of litigation experience. So you'll meet and confer with each other, and you'll select a private mediator if that's what you agree to. If you fail to agree to have private mediation, you'll let the court know, and you'll be assigned to the court's ADR program, which, as Mr. Boyce suggests, may be more than the court's ADR program can handle. Let me ask whether there are going to be any dispositive motions in this case. Mr. Bagley replies, yes, Your Honor. This is Ross Bagley for defendants. We intend to file a motion for summary judgment on the date 60 days from deadline for the note of issue, which is October 13th. And mind y'all, this is from August. So October 13th is when, I guess, the deadline, which is coming up, I believe, Friday. Ooh, that's right. That's right. At the end of this week. The court, all right, this is your privilege. How about the defendant, the plaintiff, rather? Mr. Boyce, yes, Your Honor, we have, based on the last order, we have 30 days from this time. The defendant files their motion for summary judgment to file our opposition papers, and we'll do that. And the court replies, all right, anything further? proceedings. Mr. Boyce replies, not at this point, Your Honor, from the plaintiff. And Mr. Bagley replies, not for the defendants either, Your Honor. The courts reply, all right, please order a copy of the transcript. The court reporter will give you his contact information, and you'll let me know how the mediation goes. And perhaps you might conduct a mediation before a lot of the work is done in a summary judgment motion, but that's entirely up to the parties. Mr. Bagley replies, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Boyce replies, thank you, Your Honor. The reporter replies, I have placed my email in the chat. Judge, Mr. Creech replies, thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused? And the court replies, have a nice day, everyone. Mr. Bagley replies, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Boyce replies, thank you. Whereupon the above captioned proceedings were concluded. It is hereby certified that the foregoing is true and accurate transcript and proceedings, and is signed by Robert Portis, RPR, CRR, Senior Court Reporter. So that's basically the paperwork, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it to you guys to give your understanding of what this was, but to me it seems like basically it's to actually speak about a settlement. It's not saying that the case was settled. It's to actually, you know, get a mediation to see if they can come to some type of agreement. So it seems like they're going to be this Friday coming up is going to be another conversation. As you know, URL does have an event, a 3-day event this weekend. Man, this court situation is getting deeper and deeper. We've been 3 years into this situation. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I don't know, you know, who's going to win, who's going to lose, but, you know, URL's talking about, you know, they're going to continue to win as they've been winning. You know what I'm saying? You know, from what they said, they won the partnership argument, and they came up with a second victory. So we going to see, man. It's tough. It's tough to see, you know, URL and Norbes go at it. Me coming in the game, you know, I just seen them as a good group working together to build the culture up, and to see them come apart and, you know, get into it on some legal issues is very, you know, disturbing. But, you know, and we're all kind of like in the middle of it, watching how it all goes. You know, but my job is to just give you guys the information, to talk to the parties and see what can be said. One thing I can say, though, as far as the legal side of things, it's not allowing anybody to really speak, because everybody's talking about, you know, even public conversations that's happening can be brought into court, depositions, people can be brought into, you know, the situation. But I guess all we could do is wait, and time will tell. But that's basically what's going on right now, man. URL Norbes still going at it. The ongoing legal war between these guys. What do you think, you know, what's your opinion, guys? You know what I'm saying? Do you think URL should just settle with Norbes, give him some money, or do you think URL should continue to keep fighting to, you know, basically not give Norbes what he believes that he deserves or whatever? So, you know what I mean? It's an interesting situation, man. I can't lie. This is wild. I don't know how this is gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You already know it's about to get crazy. So I hope you guys are tuned in and stay tuned in to how this develops. I'm gonna keep giving you out updates and information as things develop. October 13th. We're gonna see if, you know, how it goes when they get into that room to speak on their situation and see if they can come up with a settlement. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it seems like this is going to be, or the conversation is going to be about. So again, let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Who's right, who's wrong? Put it in the comment section. It's your boy Knowledge the Guy. Hip hop is real. We out here. Yeah.